ABC 10 News at 5 starts right now.
For the first time this year, San Diego County restaurants are welcoming people back inside.
We're excited. We're excited that we want to be ready when this happens.
The new hope going forward.
There are new details in a series of shootings that left 8 people dead near Atlanta. What the investigation so far has revealed about a potential motive.
And in a story that is positively San Diego, we're going to take a look back on the history of the San Diego Trolley as it celebrates not one, but 2 milestones.
ABC 10 News at 5 starts now.
San Diego County's restaurants are once again serving people inside, and many owners hope that this time it stays that way. Good evening, I'm Lindsay Pena.
And I'm Steve Atkinson. It is the first time since last year that restaurants have been able to open their dining rooms. Our ABC 10 News reporter John Horn is in the Gaslamp, where the doors are wide open to celebrate St. Patty's Day.
The Gaslamp District starting to fill in for the St. Patty's Day celebration. People heading up and down Fifth Avenue, the Gaslamp District, people taking advantage of those outdoor parklets that restaurants have had out there since the summer to serve food outside and help deal with the pandemic. But the real change here in downtown and across the region is the fact that restaurants can now once again serve people indoors.
They're finally going to be able to enjoy all of this.
Dario Gallo played a key role in the design of Chivico by the Park in Bankers Hill. So not being able to serve people indoors took a toll.
That is a little more modern and contemporary, to make people feel good.
But where it really hurt, the bottom line. Coronavirus restrictions dropped the restaurant sales to about 65% of pre-pandemic levels. But a new hope Wednesday. The county back in the red tier, meaning restaurants can fill 25% of their dining rooms and bring people back to work.
Well, I'm the life of the party at Chivico.
Luca George Antonio is one of Chivico's servers. Stimulus, unemployment, and renting Airbnbs in Mexico helped get him through the worst of the shutdown order. So he couldn't be happier that indoor dining is back.
People are like, oh, finally, this thing is coming to an end. We can feel it. So we're excited. We're excited that we want to be ready when this happens.
County restaurants have cut about 40,000 jobs in the last year. Gallo says he hopes to hire 10 new people as things return to normal. John Horn, ABC 10 News.
Good to see people excited. The Chula Vista Elementary School District will start bringing students back into the classroom as well on April 12th. The district says it will be a hybrid model. Now, there will be a half day of instruction with a morning and afternoon format Monday through Thursday. Fridays will be reserved for distance learning. Parents who are not comfortable sending their kids back into the classroom, they can choose to finish the school year with distance learning.
While some are slowly reopening in the red tier, that is not the case for one Chula Vista business. Play City in East Lake is an indoor playground. They've been closed for exactly 1 year. Under the current rules, indoor family entertainment centers can't reopen at all until we're in the yellow, least restrictive tier. While the PPP loans have helped, it won't last forever.
The most will be a couple of months, those 8 weeks. So that is why we have it as a target. After that, it's going to become very, very difficult to be able to open our doors.
The marketing director says they are hopeful with more people getting vaccines. They hope to open before the loan money runs out, but there is no set date.
Several San Diego area movie theaters will be open in time for the weekend. Today we visited Reading Cinemas in Claremont. Reading will open all 3 of its local locations on Friday. The theater director says they have been getting equipment ready after being closed for a year.
Dusting everything off, we're firing up equipment, we're turning on lights, we're most importantly just scrubbing, cleaning.
And the red tier theaters can run at 25% capacity or 100 people, whichever is fewer. The world's largest theater company, AMC, says it will begin reopening Friday as well. That includes all 8 of their locations across the county. And it has been a year since many people went home from work and they never returned. For many, the last 12 months have been filled with stress and health concerns causing anxiety. Our ABC 10's reporter Mimi Alcala spoke with a San Diego psychologist about what we can do to bounce back.
I think we've seen a clear impact on mental health.
For an entire year, many San Diegans have faced overwhelming challenges: health issues, isolation, virtual learning, closed businesses, unemployment, and loss of life.
My clinic is completely full for the first time ever.
Dr. Jill Stoddard is a licensed psychologist. She says she's seen an uptick in health-related worries, stress, and anxiety throughout this pandemic.
So there's worry about every little symptom. Is this COVID? I work in an anxiety clinic and we see primarily anxiety disorders, but we're also seeing a real uptick in depression symptoms.
She says two things that can trigger some of the worries are uncertainty and lack of control, some things that define 2020 for many. But with more people getting vaccinated and restrictions easing up, there is a path to healing.
It's really starting to re-engage in our lives as we would if we weren't feeling anxious or worried or scared.
Stoddard says important steps also include having self-compassion and finding a sense of community. The CDC lists ways to cope with stress during this time, like consider limiting news to just a couple of times a day. The CDC says while it's good to be informed, hearing about the pandemic constantly can be upsetting. Disconnect from phone, TV, and computer screens for a while. Take care of your body. Make time to unwind. Connect with others. Talk about concerns and feelings with those you trust.
I really think that if we can all make it through this and, focus on trying to live our best lives as we go through this, we're gonna bounce back.
Mimi Alcala, ABC 10 News.
Now, the county just released its latest COVID numbers. There were more than 400 new cases that were reported today, just over that. That pushes our pandemic total past 266,000. But the county also says that 8 more San Diegans have died from this virus.
As public health officials have been warning for weeks, there appears to be growing evidence that coronavirus cases are back on the rise. The increases aren't nationwide, but the numbers are inching up in 15 states and in New York City. Mississippi seeing an increase in cases, just removed COVID restrictions, and more states are removing mask mandates. Here in California, virus numbers are declining statewide, but as Governor Gavin Newsom warns, the threat is not over.
We're monitoring 6 variants, and so in that respect, we talk about herd immunity, but it's a little illusory if we don't get enough people to get the vaccine.
Disneyland and California Adventure theme parks are set to reopen at the end of April. Screaming may be banned on roller coasters at all California theme parks to avoid the spread of COVID. I don't know how you do that, though. You can keep track of the latest coronavirus developments, from the stimulus to vaccines, with the ABC 10 News app. Find it for free in the App Store.
This week's tragic crash downtown that killed 3 people and injured several more has community leaders calling for more ways to protect San Diego's homeless population. Our ABC 10 News reporter Anthony Pura is live downtown, where local advocates are now calling for change. Anthony.
That's right, and I can tell you that there is a growing memorial in this underpass for the people that were killed on Monday. And today, homeless advocates are saying that this is a tragedy that could have been prevented. I do want to show you some video now from that scene on a Monday after a station wagon jumped the curb and into several people, many homeless that were sheltering under the bridge from the rain that day. 3 were killed, several more were injured. The driver of the station wagon was arrested and is now facing several charges. Today, homeless advocates called on city and county leaders to do more for the region's homeless, calling for a sense of urgency to get them off the streets and into some type of service and housing. They claim that there are resources that are not being utilized efficiently.
Will this be the catalyst that actually finally wakes up our elected officials and moves us forward? We are waiting to see that, but we're here to make our voices heard and to be loud and clear about what we need to do. And we need to move forward with real solutions on homelessness.
Now, we have reached out to the city and the county for comment on this issue. We're reporting live tonight. Anthony Pura, ABC 10 News.
There are new details in the deadly attack in the Atlanta area. 8 people were shot to death at 3 different spas. Most of the victims were Asian women of Korean descent, but police say early indications do not point to a race-related motive. Here's ABC's Rena Roy.
Police say 21-year-old Robert Aaron Long was out to kill Tuesday evening and had specific targets in mind.
He made indicators that he has some issues, potentially sexual addiction. We believe that he frequented these places in the past, and himself and may have been lashing out.
Police say the alleged shooter admitted to the killings, telling investigators he blamed these spas for his addiction, opening fire at 3 of them in and around Atlanta.
My understanding, they shot up a spa up there. They've shot up 2 spas here in Zone 2.
Police say Long carried out his rampage across 2 counties, 45 minutes and 30 miles apart, killing 8 people. Most were women of Korean descent. While responding to the grisly scenes, authorities discovered these surveillance images of the suspect and quickly released them.
We were contacted by members of the family indicating that may be their son. We were able to track his phone.
A cross-county coordination between multiple police departments led them to the suspect. That's when they say they learned he was on his way to Florida to possibly cause even more bloodshed.
For as tragic as this was on yesterday in Metro Atlanta, this could have been significantly worse. It is very likely that there would have been more victims.
President Biden and Vice President Harris have been briefed on the situation, both expressing concern.
It is tragic. Our country, the president and I, and all of us, we grieve for the loss.
Long is expected to face a judge for arraignment Thursday morning. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Incredibly tragic, yes.